Got it. Thank y'all. Do y'all get a notification when we go live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like it's like, nah, that's violating. Got it. Thank God. We are live.
Hey, the whole gang is in here. What's happening, Keys? Congratulations, baby. First time I've seen you since I've seen you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Baby girl coming upstairs with some AirPods in about 2 minutes. So all of this will be fixed for me. I won't be doing this shit the whole damn time. I'll be right here with you. FaceTime. It was an impromptu moment. I had to tape up my godmama house with all the goddamn.
Friendly reminder, we're live.
Huh?
Just throwing it out there. Friendly reminder, we're live on YouTube.
Oh, my fault. I'm cussing too much.
No. I mean, we can cuss as much as we want, baby. I'm just no N words here. But
I was just I got you.
Yeah.
Basically, I've just been working. I've been working on my hands.
No.
So
no doubt. I'm just telling you that we live, just in case, you know. I just try to get my guys notice. I know Soundman loves that.
I got you.
Soundman loves a disclaimer. Shout out to anybody out there. Go on mute. Shout out to anybody that's watching right now. We're live, week 11, prepping. Just tweeted it out. I think I just put it in there. Okay. So.
Hey, no. Hey.
Oh, get the hell out of here, man.
2 winning weeks in a row. We ready to keep it rolling, baby. Week 11 pro football.
I just put in that link. Send that out. We live. What's the Line podcast? Week 11.
Golly.
Sound man, you sound a little. Your sound is good.
Yeah, I'm far. I got the mic over here.
All right. All right.
Low, man.
Don't worry about me.
All right, making sure you sound good, bro. You know you sound, man. Week 11. Let me actually pull up these picks you guys fill in. Yeah, my bad. I didn't really. All right, let's get it started. I'm going right now. Start it up. Week 11. What's the Line podcast? And we're back. Andy Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 11. I'm your host, Meticulous Mark P. Also host of Andy Up University. Also a part guest in What's the Line Monday Morning podcast. You can catch us on there each and every Monday morning. So we're just working over here. Got our guys with us today. Shout out to Papa Keys. Back again. How you feeling today, Keys?
I'm okay. You know, I feel like every time it's just like, it was a big weekend, but I'm chilling.
Big weekend. We got to get this bread. We got to get it to it. Soundman, how you feeling today?
I'm all right. Two Tuesdays in a row. I'm feeling rejuvenated. The dogs are dogging, so I'm loving it all for everybody out there. So I'm all right. Man.
The dogs are definitely dogging. Our God, people's champ, Rome. How you feeling today, Rome?
I'm all right. I'm ready to go. 2 winning weekends in a row. We on the road. No polo this weekend, but we got the bourbon pouring nice and neat. So we ready to go. Week 12.
It's week 11. It's week 11.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Week 12, pro college football. Week 11, pro football. We ready to go. We ready to keep it rolling. 2 weekends of winning in a row. Let's keep it going in both sports.
All right. That's at Romy Rome _. If you guys don't know, shout out to Nebraska right now. We got money on them, but we'll keep it on football right now. So let's do some reviews actually. So best bets right now. Rome, you went. What did you go last week? 2-0? 2-1. I think you went 2-1, Rome. I also went 2-1. I am 16, 11, and 1 on the year. Rome, you are 14 and 9.
Let's make that 14 and 9 because I actually went 3-1 this past week on best bets. I dropped 4. I went 3-1. So
all right. So that's 15 and 9. That's 15 and 9. All right. Actually, I don't have all of them here for us, so we'll just get back to it next week. I gotta listen back to see all the best bets. All right, so let's get into it. Thursday night football. Patriots favored by 7 points at the Atlanta Falcons. Total of 47.5. Give some numbers here. Falcons 51-43-1 against the spread after a loss under Matt Ryan. They're 15-9 against the spread as a home dog during that same span. Patriots 30-24 against the spread, non-division games since 2017. 28-22-1 against the spread after a win. Rome, how do you feel? What do you think about this game?
Yeah, after doing the homework on this one, obviously I love talking handicaps for Thursday night football on this podcast specifically because it's within 48 hours for dropping. So it obviously means this is the most accurate line that we can speak on of the 15 lines that we talk on each week here. Favorite angle in this game, totals at 47.5. I think it's pretty low, but I think it's pretty low for a reason. Obviously, we see the Patriots score. I think it was more than 40. I want to say 45 total this past weekend by themselves. Here we are this weekend coming back with a total at 47.5. And the Atlanta team that struggled to score last weekend and a line of 7. So lines of 7 usually, I'm not too fond of laying them, specifically on the road. Patriots laying at 7 here in Atlanta as I reside right now. And that line just seems a little too steep. So I don't want either side here. But I do want to touch this under here at 47.5. I think it'll come down a little bit more close to game time. 47.5, that basically puts the both team totals. If the line was neutral, it put them at 23.5. And then we talk about two teams here with the line at 7. I would say that's going to be, maybe a 23.5, 17.5 team totals. I say 24 and 17-point game. I'm not really sure if that maths. Yeah. But either way here, I like the under here at 47.5, specifically on Thursday, specifically with the team on the road, laying points coming off a big win this past weekend, that being the Patriots. So give me the under 47.5 here in Atlanta on Thursday night.
All right, Keith, what do you think about this game? Patriots laying 7 at the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, it's a very slight lean with the pass for me. Like the 7 points, like Rome said, 7 points on the road. You never love to really take that back there, but I can't get behind the believing that this Falcons offense, which is pretty much Jekyll or Hyde. You don't know what you're going to get. When they do produce it, it does seem like kind of fluky plays, but maybe I'm just a Cordell Patterson hater. But I think the Patriots defense, is, proven to be a very stout unit on the field. The only thing concerning is these Falcons, man, they're really good against the spread as a home dog. Like they at home, they they try to protect home field. But I just seen them get blown out too much to really back them at this point in the season.
Yeah, for me, quickly, I'm going to lean with the Falcons, the home dog in this spot, seeing that the Patriots need to win by 2 possessions to cover the spread. So for me to profit, at least, they can cover and now push. So I think the Falcons are in a good spot considering that they're after a loss. I usually like to back them after a loss. I did so 2 weeks ago as the best bet against New Orleans. And then this past week, I was like, yo, people are betting Atlanta this week. I can't do it. I don't know how could you do it. So yeah, I lean with the Falcons though, catching the 7. Don't want to bet against Belichick. I'm scared. That's scary to do. So I'll just lean with the 7 on Thursday night football. Soundman, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna lean Pats here. I was thinking Falcons, but I was just thinking about how I've been kind of fading Belichick this season, and it really hasn't worked my way. I really don't have much for this game. This guy Mac Jones is looking good, but the Falcons really stink. I don't like this short week, and I just don't know again what to make of these Falcons. They kind of stink here. I'm not touching this game here. I don't like the 7 on the road for the Patriots, but I'm just going to lean Patriots here over these terrible Falcons.
And I just want to add here on this game specifically, we talk about the Falcons, but I would say 10 days ago, the narrative on the Falcons would not have been what it is today. Obviously, they go to Dallas, they get blown out this past weekend, but just weeks prior, they give the Saints a fight, and they seem as though they have some life. So I'm not, obviously, like Soundman just said, we don't know who the Falcons are here, and that's why I don't necessarily want to back them, nor do I want to lay points. But I'm not, if I'm catching 7 at home on a short week, I don't necessarily want to say I don't like the Falcons here. I mean, the 7 points, they're a professional football team. They've shown to be competent on offense in the past month, and I think that can persist going forward. So I think one bad week shouldn't negate us from just being off the Falcons completely.
All right, so that's Thursday Night Football. I like to quickly always get through that game. Next game on the board, and I got a like in the AFC South this week. This is not the game though on the board, but Colts at the Bills. Bills favored by 7.5, total of 50. Rome, I'll get right back to you. How do you feel about this game? Bills laying 7.5 at home.
Yeah, I think this line is, this is one of those spots where, specifically last week. Okay, I will. Kind of referring this back to last week. Last week, there were a lot of double-digit lines. That being the Colts for the second week in a row laying double digits. That being the Cowboys laying double digits last week after a performance in which they seemed lackluster. So I think this is a spot here where I'm more inclined to like double digits. And obviously, this line is at 7.5, so it's not necessarily double digits. But it's a little steep for a Colts team that's shown some life in the past month. And so, obviously, the Bills are getting back on pace, but, they just played the Jets, so we don't know how bad that is. 7.5 seems a little bit too steep for me. What I do like here in this spot is the over. I'm not necessarily loving the over on the opening line, but I like where it's going since it's been moving up. So I like the over here on this one.
All right, Keith, what do you think about this game? Bills laying 7.5 at home.
I really like the Bills here at home. They tend to get it done at home. And I feel like this is a spot where I would traditionally want to fade them. To Rome's point, the Colts have been looking good. But I feel like, honestly, the way he was talking about the game was right. Like, you would think that this should be closer to a double-digit game. I feel like the 7.5 is a little scary, but are we getting the Bills a little cheap here? The Colts have shown life to the point, but I feel like the Bills, I don't know what it's worth, but they look like one of the better teams in the AFC so far. The Colts have just, you know what I mean? They're not even, winning the worst division in the league right now. So I'm gonna go with the Bills here to cover the 7.5. But it looks like it's rising. It will probably start at 7. It's going up and up. So
yeah, open up at 6.5, up to 7.5 currently. All right, I want to give some stats before I go quickly. But Colts 20-16-2 against the spread non-division games under head coach Frank Wright. 11-7-2 against the spread as a road dog during that span. So with that said, I think I'll just lean with the Colts. I'll lean with the Bills here actually, because all of their stats really line up well for them as well. 25-17-2 against the spread after a win under head coach Sean McDermott. 29-20-2 pushes against the spread non-division games during that span. But yeah, I'm not laying it, and I don't want to bet on Carson Wentz either. So it's Bills and nothing. I'll just lean with the Bills at this number. Soundman, what do you think? Stay away. All right. Ravens -6 at the Bears, total of 45.5. I got a like here, gentlemen. I am on the Ravens minus the 6 points. Give you a few reasons why. So the Ravens, we know, coming off a bad L against Miami last week, Thursday night. I didn't want to lay it with them specifically because Miami, Hollywood was coming back to, Florida, as well as Lamar. There's a lot going on there. They did not cover. Fuck Salmon on his teaser. Hate to see that. But I'm going to lay it with the Ravens here, minus the 6 points. I think this Bears team, or the way to beat this Ravens team is you throw it all over him. You find Averett, right, with the dreads, and you throw all over his ass. But Chicago with Justin Fields, they're just 32nd in the league passing yards per game. I struggle to back them here. And then as I was going through my notes a few weeks ago, as I'm digging through as the mad maniac that I am, meticulous Mark P, I found out that the Bears are not only 0-3 against the spread after a bye under head coach Matt Nagy, they're 0-7 against the spread after a bye the last 7 years. They haven't covered against the spread after a bye since 2013. I know, Rome, we like to fade trends, but in this one, I can't fade it.
Here.
I got the
because there's merit to this trend, right? This isn't just some honky donk, trend where it's like they've covered 7 in a row. No, they have not covered 7 games in a row after a bye. That goes back, obviously, 7 seasons going back to 2015, 2014. And that in itself is telling of an organizational problem. That's not some, just coincidental trend. So I'm right here with you on this game. I'm not sure if you're passing it to me next, but I definitely like the Ravens here on the get back week. Obviously, the Ravens, they even in their win 2 weeks ago, they didn't look too sharp. So I'm not loving the Ravens off the Vikings loss. I'm not loving the Ravens, obviously, off the Vikings win. And I'm also not loving the Ravens off the Miami loss on the short week. So obviously a get back spot here for the Ravens, out of conference, out of division, obviously, and a spot for them to cover the line by more than 6. Obviously, I also, I love saying that books don't give you hooks for a reason, right? And they're not going to give it to you at home. So 6.5, you lose by 6 at home, but I mean, what are the chances you lose by 6 as opposed to 7 at home?
Yeah.
Not so great, right? So books aren't giving you hooks for a reason. Here, I like laying it with the 6.5 on the road. Once it gets up to 7, it'll be too expensive for me. This will be one of those games I sit back and wait to see what the closing line is. But it's Ravens right now on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and there are a lot of 6s still available, but I did see some 6.5s out there. But yeah, you can definitely find a 6 right now. Salman, what do you think about this game? Ravens favored by 6 on the road at the Bears.
We can make this 3 likes. I love the Ravens here as well.
Oh shit!
I think this is
I ain't tripping on this one.
Yeah, I think this is a get back spot for the Ravens. Obviously, I mean they got embarrassed in Miami to Miami, so I just think you just go back here playing against probably a worse team in the Bears. Get right. The Ravens giving up the most pass yards on defense. Like, get right against this terrible offense in the Bears, their pass offense. Like, get right against these guys. Lamar go crazy. Run the ball down these guys' throat. At Soldier Field, I love the Ravens here. I think this should be an easy victory for them.
Yep, should be noted. Bears opponents rushing yards per game, 23rd in the league, giving up over 120 on the ground. Keith, what do you think about this game? Wrap us up here. Ravens favored by 6.
Yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to give them the quadruple.
Quadruple, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
Game definitely aligned with yours, P. I don't think the Bears have what it takes to. I mean, the obvious formula to beat the Ravens. The Bears, obviously don't have that. It's terrible matchup for them. This year, like you just mentioned, they can't really stop the run. It's literally the one thing you want to do when you're playing. It's just I can't conceive but as much as we're talking about it and liking it, it's only 6, and that's super scary. But I'm gonna go ahead and like it. I can't say out my mouth why.
I think specifically, I think it's only 6 because the copycat league and Brian Flores showed a blueprint to kind of how you want to get at Lamar. So I think that is in their minds, but yeah, 6 is fine.
I think with all that said, I think the under is also a very good play here in this spot. Obviously, the Ravens like to run the ball, and the Bears can't put up points when they want to. And then if the blueprint is such true that being blitzing Lamar Jackson on passing downs, we'd expect more running from the Ravens. And the 32nd best passing team in pro football and the 8th best rushing team in pro football, that being the Bears offense, would lend myself to, like the under here in this spot.
All right, here's the double up game for you gentlemen. We got two home teams that are laying double digits. The Browns are laying 10 against the Lions. We won the Lions last week. Shout out to that. Whether they tie or not, they just covered the 9. They covered the fucking 9 for me. So we cashed there.
They also, let's be real, okay, because the line closed at 6.5. They covered that as well. So they covered all of the lines last week. The Lions did. Yeah, except the money line. But whatever. What can you do? You got your money back. All right, but both of these teams, Browns are laying 10 against the Lions. Titans are laying 10.5 against the Texans. Both totals are 44.5. By the way. I'm gonna start with me here. I got a like on the Texans plus the 10.5. I think that I'm in a very good spot with this Titans team that is still adjusting to the fact that Derrick Henry's not playing. I know this is now going to be the 3rd game in a row. Look at Sound, man. Hey, Sound, actually, man, send me my chicken sandwich, buddy. I won that last week, man. Saints plus the 3. Titans win by 2. I'm sorry. I just like to cover the number. I don't care about wins and losses. Hey, but I like this Texans team. Tyrod, we know last time he was out there before the bye, came off the injury, struggled, threw some interceptions. I don't think that's going to happen in this game. I think that the Titans are still adjusting, to the no Derrick Henry. Julio's out. They threw all over the Saints last week, which makes me question the Saints, but I'll get to them a little later. I don't think you're going to be able to throw against this Texans team. They're just 18th in opponents' passing yards per game. I don't know. They're pretty good in that. You can run on this team, but they haven't really found a running game yet. The Titans have laying over 10 points in division. I got to back the Texans here with a quarterback who usually doesn't turn the ball over and a team that wants to win. I'm sure they're hungry and coming off a bye, so I'll back the Texans here. But yeah, 2 games. Which one are you either laying? Or no, which dog are you willing to ride with? The Lions or the Texans here? Yeah, I love this one. I love the Texans here, and obviously, it goes coincidentally with as to why I don't want to catch points with anyone that the Browns are going up against after their embarrassing performance this past week. So it all goes hand in hand. A team in the Browns that lost embarrassing this past week. Now they're bouncing back and laying 10. I don't want to get in the way of that train. And then the Texans, a team that showed life at times this year, specifically without Tyrod Taylor. And here they are, catching 10.5 with Tyrod Taylor. Give me both teams here, that being the Texans catching the 10.5 and the Browns laying the 10 as of now on Tuesday night.
I would agree with you on that, actually. All right, Keith, what do you think about this? Two teams laying 10 at home. Which dog would you back here, Lions or Texans?
If I had to pick between the dogs, I'm definitely going with the Texans, but I'm definitely not as bullish as you guys. I'm going to lay my money on them. I feel like gun to my head and I had to, pick one of the two, I would be more inclined to pick one of the faves and go Browns. So I definitely agree with everything you guys said, but I'm not as bullish on this analysis as you. The 10 is super scary. I feel like they did that for a reason. Vegas probably doesn't want much action on these games. Who can really call what's going on with? What's going on with the Texans and the Lions, but it's just with the Titans and the Browns, they're both dealing with a lot right now.
Right.
Yeah, I learned my lesson with double-digit spreads last week, specifically with the Cowboys coming off a lackluster performance the week prior and then laying double digits. There was a couple teams laying double digits last week, and they were all off of lackluster performances. So this week, I'm not going to be afraid to lay double digits. Obviously, it's not my MO, but this week, learning from last week, I have no problem laying double digits, specifically with teams and letdown spots the week prior.
All right, Sound Man, which dog would you back here? We know you're a fan of the dogs. Texans or Lions in the spot catching 10.5.
I'm back with my guy, man. I'm back.
The Snowman?
I'm back with my guy.
God.
I'm back.
Not this week, bro. I'm not never.
That's good. That's good. Whenever I was riding with him and nobody else was, is when I did good with him. So I like this. I'm with the Snowman this week. For some reason, I love the Titans. We all know that. They won 5 in a row against all playoff teams from last year.
They're the type to love the Titans.
I said it.
He's been loving the Titans.
I said it was week 1. I said them and the Bills, AFC. They're still figuring out, like you said. Obviously, they're trying to be a pass-happy team now.
So in week 10, they're still figuring out, and you're loving.
Come on, Ron. Let's get through these days. Let's get through these two.
Enjoy your bourbon, but I don't got time for them in this 10.5 for some reason. But I feel more confident in the Lions covering this spread against this Browns. Granted, they just got blown out last week, but man, another heartbreaker for my guy, Motor City Dan Campbell. Ugly tie. We all seen the game. Everybody was giving the ball away. I love him here to, go against yet another AFC North team.
Is it like for you?
Nah, but
all right, man. So you would take the Lions.
Taking the Lions. That's
all right. I want to note Jared Goff as a double-digit dog. Jared Goff is a double-digit underdog. I had to really search for this. But 4-3 against the spread. Browns 9-11-1 against the spread as a home fave since 2018. Titans 7-10-1 against the spread as a home fave during that same span under head coach Mike Vrabel. All right, next game on the board, Packers -2.5 at the Vikings, total of 49.5. Gentlemen, I'm gonna start with me. I got a best bet here, right here live Tuesday, November 16th. I'm taking the Packers -2.5 against my bestie in the testy. I'm sorry, I can't back them here. I'm gonna take the Packers -2.5. Keep it short and sweet. Packers 50-32 against the spread division games under Aaron Rodgers. My bestie in the testy, I told you guys before, this is where I do not want to back him in division. He's just 21-22 against the spread in division games. I don't know what it is about that NFC North, but I don't want to back them here. The Vikings giving up over 130 rushing yards per game to opponents. I think the Packers are going to be able to run the ball, play action, and kill these guys who have been, pretty injury prone. I know they got out of there last week, but this week, Packers, I got to back them here less than a field goal. Rome, what do you think about the game?
This is going to be a stay away from me. Just one question for you, though. What is Aaron Jones worth on the line here?
Half a point.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's stay away from me.
Keys, what do you think?
I gotta lean strong to it. Like I'm fucking with the Vikings this week. And I really ride with you on all Bessie and the Tessie analysis, honestly. But it is one, I see you conveniently skipped over this one stat that's really, the 10-3 as a home dog. The Vikings at home, man, like they not ussy. Like, and I see this thing started at 2. It's creeped up to 2.5. If it gets to 3, I think I'm really going from a lean to a like on the Vikings at home.
All right.
You said the Packers is their division, and I wouldn't be super surprised if I'm wrong here, but I just got a feeling these Vikings are, they're going to show up at home like they do.
All right. How about this? How about 3 points? I'll take away the hook. Chicken sandwich bet at 3 points. Packers -3.
Who are you? Willy Wonka? You're just giving people half points on lines?
You said what, Keith?
I said I was gonna say it at first, but I like the fact that you proposed it.
All right, we'll do it then. Chicken sandwich bet. Take it easy, Ron. This is friendly bet. I'm up one. Soundman owes me the chicken sandwich right now. House money, baby. All right.
You didn't give me half a point. Damn
yeah, I did it. Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
That's the only reason that came from. No, I'm just hating. That was just in me.
Broncos was 3.5, motherfuckers. All right, Soundman, what do you think about this game?
I'm with Keith, man. No chicken sandwich for me. I'm not strong with this. I'm leaning Vikings here. I think they can cover personally. This is me even before the stats came out. I'm not a Vikings guy. I'm not a Zimmer guy. I felt them last week. They went in there. They won outright. I'm just feeling like this is, maybe let's get 2 games in a row right here and kind of get, some traction in the playoff run here if that's their thing. I mean, obviously they're in it, but it's like, all right, are we really going to do something? Or are we not? I don't know. This is just a fan feeling type of game for me that the Vikings can either cover this or win this game outright. So I'm just going to lean Vikings here. No chicken.
Yeah, Vikings, Panthers, Raiders, all these teams that, started kind of, somewhat shown life throughout the year. Now we're questioning ourselves as if they're for real or competitors. These weeks, upcoming these next 2 weeks will be very important for these 2 teams.
For sure.
So we'll like also the 49ers you could throw in there as well. Teams have shown life in good spots against good teams. We'll be interested to see how they perform. That being the Vikings this week, that being the 49ers last night against the Rams, and then obviously the Carolina Panthers this past weekend against the hobbled Arizona Cardinals. So big week for those 2 teams, 3 teams.
All right, next game on the board. Keep this quick. Dolphins -3 at the Jets. Total of 45. I just lean with the Dolphins. Jets are awful. And Tua's all right. Tua's all right. So that's my handicap. No, Keith, what do you think about this game?
I'm riding with the Jets here randomly. This is
Larry David drop.
I'm a purely emotional player.
The enthusiasm.
I'm feeling the Jets here. I feel like all year, what I've been noticing out of them is I feel like they kind of show up the games that they think they can win, if that makes sense. Like they saw the Bengals on the schedule. The Bengals weren't looking past them. But the Jets were like, I think we could beat the Bengals. Anytime they go up against an actual stud team, they saw the Bills, they laid down. I feel like looking at this division game against the Dolphins and thinking, we can beat them. So I'm going to ride with the home dog here. On the game where you said the Jets are terrible, I think the Dolphins are just as terrible. So,
Vinny Testaverde isn't pulling up this week. This is a stay away from me completely.
All right, Salman, what do you think?
Like the lean Dolphins here. Don't have too much for it as well. I think the glaring thing that we've all heard. Rome, you put this in the chat. 175 points given up by this Jets defense in only 4 games.
Yep, the Ravens 2000 defense only gave up 165 points.
I don't even know how you do math and divide that and be like, what's the average? It's average of 43 points a game. That's ridiculous. Granted, the Dolphins don't have mega firepower here, but like they have enough to beat the Jets by 3. So
let's hope on the road.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we don't care about this game. No one's betting this. I don't think so. All right. Next game. Saints are at the Eagles. Eagles favor about 1.5. Total of 43.5. Stay away from me. We got a like with Keith. Keith, talk to me.
Yeah, I like the Saints here.
Love it.
You said what, bro?
No, I just love it. Just go ahead.
Oh yeah. If you look at what both teams have been doing all year, the Saints. I mean, and it's really their makeup. The Saints have shown they stop the run. The Eagles have shown that's all they can do, and they can't get the pass game involved. You said the Saints look really weak this week because they got passed on all game. I don't think the Eagles are going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with the Saints here. I actually really like the Saints here.
You're not wrong.
On the other side of the ball, they're going to be able to run all over the Eagles, in my opinion.
All right, Ron, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I love the Saints here in this spot. Eagles have not shown to be effective in terms of back-to-back wins. They have not won a game back-to-back this year, and here they are at home, only laying a half a point. Obviously, we know how to read lines. We would say Lincoln Field Financial towards November, December is worth 3, a true 3, and they're only laying a half a point, if that. Here when this line,
they're laying 1.5.
1.5. Okay. So I think this line, when it closes, I think it'll be more Saints money coming in. Trevor Siemian wasn't terrible last week, but we love the Saints. Even after Alvin Kamara was ruled out and the line didn't move, that was more of a reason as to why we love the Saints. This week, it's going to be more of the same. Mott's, more of the same here. And it's Saints are nothing here on the spot. Just want to watch where this line moves. I think if we catch more money, more value there on the Saints, that being if the line goes up from 1.5, more picking up to 2.5, I think we have even a better shot here with the Saints winning outright. Really like the Saints here, specifically in the spot last week where they should have won, could have won. We were watching the game. Penalties in the red zone, the phantom defensive pass interference, it all blew us.
Yeah.
Saints were the right side last week. Saints will be the right side again this week.
All right, Sound Man, what do you think about this game? Eagles laying 1.5 against the Saints.
Yeah, thank you to both you, Rome, and Keys for this. I really didn't know where I wanted to go with this. I'm a believer, that we did say the Eagles didn't like running the ball, but as of late, they've been trying to run the ball. I wouldn't say trying. They have been running the ball more so than what they have in the beginning of the season. But to Keith's point, the Saints don't allow you to run the ball. So I don't know. Probably just going to lean Saints here. I got nothing for both of these teams because I just don't have anything for the Saints. I do think this guy Sean Payton, to Rome's point a long time ago, is a pretty good coach. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you just think so? Since 06, he's been coaching.
I mean, Drew Brees.
Gotcha.
You got a guy named Drew Brees there. A lot of credit goes to the quarterbacks and me personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Saints, they're still hanging around somehow, some way with, whoever at quarterback. So, shout out to them, but the Eagles, I have nothing for them, obviously biased. So I'm leaning the Saints here.
All right.
Just footnote, Trevor Siemian didn't look bad this past weekend. So I'm confident going with him this past weekend.
Ron, you already noted that. What I wanted to say, though, footnote, two things. I think the Eagles' running attack is a little bit different than the average running attack because, the quarterback. And then what I will say about the Drew Brees thing, he had against the spread stats before he got with Sean Payton, and it wasn't that great. So I'll get those to you next week, though. Fuck Drew Brees.
Shout out, Mark.
All right. Next game, we got 2 stayaways. Washington football team at the Panthers. Panthers favor by 3.5, total of 43. I just lean with the Washington football team, but let me tell you why. If anybody out there that's listening, watching right now live, Ron Rivera. So I'm a Carolina fan. Obviously, I've been watching him. I know that he's been traditionally better in November and December than he has been in September and October. Ron Rivera, as an underdog in the months of November and December, is 20-17 against the spread, right? No big deal. Okay, 3 games above 500. Yeah. He has 16 outright wins in those 37 games that he's been an outright dog, including last week against the Tampa Bay Bucks. So that's more the reason why I just lean with the Washington football team plus the 3.5 against a starting quarterback who, doesn't have that much time to learn the playbook. So I'm going to just lean with the Washington football team here. Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, I love WFT this week, specifically catching that 3.5. I don't like laying it on the road, but that doesn't necessarily mean I like laying it at home. Cam Newton hasn't had too much familiarity within this offense. And if we go back to last year, he didn't look too sharp in that offense. So let's not kid ourselves with what we saw this past weekend with 2 rushing touchdowns on the goal line. Let's not think that this is going to be some type of...
It was 1 rushing touchdown. He threw one. Okay.
Well, two touchdowns within vicinity of the goal line,
sure.
within the green zone that I like to call it. And let's not fool ourselves as though that's going to happen or he's going to be able to, produce that after what we saw from last year in New England. So, yeah, give me the more hungry team, obviously without their best pass rusher this week. But he wasn't producing too much this past year, thus far through the past 10 weeks. So give me the WTF team on the road We always talk about letdown spots. This is a spot here on a team that's hungry and a team that's lost and been losing, consecutively this year. This is a time for them to put on a winning streak and put on their hats and go to work here on the road. Specifically with the highest momentum you could argue thus far this year, outside of week 1. This is it for the Washington football team. So I like to back them this week, catching the 3.5, and I really don't even want to catch the 3.5 here because I think if the Washington football team is the right side, they win out right here. So it's money line.
Oh yeah. It has to be the money line. You have to do the money line. Don't do the 3.5. Do the money line. That's what the Ron Rivera stats are about. I did want to note Panthers under Matt Rule 4-9 against the spread as a home team. So that's since last year. Next game on the board. 49ers laying 6.5 at the Jaguars, total of 45. I'm going to lean with the Jaguars here. You guys know I'm not fucking with the 49ers. Haven't been all year. I got you, Rome. But yeah, the 49ers, or the Jaguars specifically, they're much better at home on third downs than they are on the road. We talked about it. They're about 50% on the road and about 30% to opponents at home. So I'll back that defense here. I just lean with them. But yeah, I cannot back the 49ers. But see what you guys think. Keith, you lean with the 49ers?
Yeah, it's a very slight lean. I already used my 2 red cards, honestly, when I looked up at this game.
If we take this on Thursday, would you still lean with them? Or does this have anything to do with what we just saw last night?
Not necessarily. It's more so I'm fading the Jags.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm not gonna get food into like however they only had could go up from how they started. I assumed that they were going to look a little better, but we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, who's only thrown about 5 touchdown passes since like week 2. I just can't back them.
Yeah,
and I mean,
I love a stat.
Let's say it does have something to do with this week. I don't think there's anywhere where the Jags do that to the Rams, and we literally just saw it in real life what the 49ers are capable of. So it's a slight lean with the 49ers, but like to B's point, I'm not jumping to throw money at either of these teams.
Yep. Stay away from Rome. Salmon, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm like you. I just haven't been feeling the Niners on record, but I'm leaning with them. I'm not betting this game at all. I don't know what to make of this team, man. Like, they can go out there and beat a Rams team, or they can just go out there and just lose.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Shanahan has had McVay's number, though. Mike Curry pointed that out to me recently.
I did hear a crazy stat about that as well. But I just don't know what to make of them, and the Jags are the Jags. I don't know. I can see the Niners bullshitting here, but I'm gonna just lean with them anyway. So
no, it looks like no real strong picks. Not the rest of the way, except we got the next game. Bengals -1 at the Raiders, total of 50. Keith, the Raider fan, tell me what you think about this game.
We done. Put a fork in us.
I love
It's
it.
over. We're not them. I know what you're thinking. Oh, so much adversity. Maybe no. We're not them. That's not us. That's not our makeup.
I love it.
I don't need stats. I know. When I feel it in my heart, I knew we started too hot. I don't even want. Stop me now. I like the Bengals.
He likes the Bengals minus the 1 point. Salmon, what do you think? Was it stay away? I don't know. You got question marks.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted more from Keith. He gave me nothing, so I really
told you he has a like on the Bengals.
I need an explanations here. I don't know. I don't know what to make of these two teams. What is Bengals off a bye here? What are the Raiders doing? I have no idea. You know what?
We're not getting to the quarterback anymore.
Yeah,
that's literally the one way.
Is that a surprise? They were the worst tackling team last year in pro football. Something was going to give.
Well, our success earlier in the year was like that was pretty much it. We were getting.
Yeah, and I think we've seen normal regression since then. I don't think anything. I think that was a surprise as opposed to them playing worse now.
Bro. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I mean, the guy said he was done. You guys he said like on the Bengals.
We're hanging on the Deshaun.
You guys right.
He's our only deep.
You got to like on the Bengals as well, Salman.
I'm gonna like the Bengals just because they're off the bye week. They started off hot and they just tailed off. I think they wanted more than probably his Raiders over there. Too much controversy going over there versus just let's come out of bye week and get a win. I'm gonna go Raiders. Bengals on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean with the Bengals because they're 11-9 against the spread as a road team under head coach Zach Taylor, and I think they're more explosive, especially since Ruggs has been gone from the Raiders. But yeah, I just lean with the Bengals -1. Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, this is my best bet of the week this week. This is going to be Bengals, Vegas Raiders over 50 think it creeps up to 51. These are two teams that have given up 41 points in their last two games, respectively. Bengals obviously coming off the bye. They gave up 41 last week. The other night, the Raiders give up 41. And then we go back to the last three games. Both teams are in the bottom tier in terms of thirds, that being 32 divided by 2. So we would say 33 would be what? 33 divided by 3 is what? 11-ish, some-ish like that. Yeah. These two teams have given up 28 and 29 points respectively in the past three games. Totals at 59. Somebody's got to score points. I think somebody gets on the board here. I think both teams, obviously, we talk about the Raiders who have regressed in terms of tackling and in terms of pass rushing. Bengals are obviously pretty good at throwing the ball. They find a way to get on the board. And the Raiders also have not been too shabby in terms of scoring points this year either, when it is against lower competition. I think that's of what's most important here. Raiders have shown life on offense outside of this past Chiefs game. They showed life against.
They show life there. They show life there against the Chiefs.
I think late more than anything. But I don't think it was consistent. I mean, we go back to week 1 where they were consistently scoring points on each drive and answered every time the Ravens went down the field. And then we come back to this past weekend where it was pretty dismal. Specifically when we go back to the week when they went to Pittsburgh after a big win at home, and then they were able to put up points on the road. So what they did this past weekend was not impressive for me at home. But I do think that they're able to put up points when they need to, specifically against lower competition. That being the Bengals. I think the Bengals' rush defense is better than their pass defense. Total at 50. I think we're catching value here. Two teams that have given up 29, 28 points respectively in their past three. Give me the over here. This is my best bet this week.
All right. Rome's got a best bet on the Bengals Raiders over 50 points. Next game, Cowboys at the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 2.5. Total of 56. I just lean with the Cowboys plus the 2.5. The Chiefs have been struggling to cover. I know they just covered last week against the Raiders. All right. You're still 4-14 against the spread your last 18 regular season games. I'm going to back the Cowboys, or at least lean with them here to like a deep dive a little more into this game because I feel like there's a lot to this game. But yeah, lean for me at the Cowboys. Soundman, what do you think?
Hey, I'm leaning Dallas here. I've been fading the Chiefs, obviously, and I'm going to keep that going. I think the Chiefs win here, go 4-0 against the terrible NFC East. I think this is definitely a big game. Probably 4 o'clock Tony Romo game, obviously, cover his old team, but I think Dallas can cover, but Chiefs go 4-0 in the NFC East. That's all I got for it.
All right, Keith, what do you think about this game? Chiefs favored by 2.5 at home. You on mute?
Muted. Yeah, right. Muted. I'm gonna lean with Dallas here. I'm not a believer in what the Chiefs got going on. I feel like they still got the same problems. I'm definitely don't believe that they really solved this running game issue. So I'm gonna lean with.
I'm
Dallas
sorry,
here.
in terms of running or stopping the run. I'm just trying to catch up.
Honestly, either, but it's looking like they've kind of solved being able to run the ball, or at least have decided to be dedicated to that in their struggles. I think they're going to come back out here and decide that, okay, we're the Chiefs again, get as cute as they've always gotten, and then realize that, no, this is not the year for that. So I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas is already, they've taken that shot to the gut, came back out last week, did what they got to do. I feel like they're a team that's, you know what I mean, kind of on the cliche, on the mission this year. They see the green pastures. The Chiefs, they're just going through it. So I'm going to ride with Dallas here.
All right, Ron, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, short and sweet here. Letdown spot for Dallas. Don't necessarily see the Chiefs getting off the gas pedal, knowing what they have to, what is possibly in the way if they do lose this game. They're back in the race of this AFC West. So it's either Chiefs or nothing here. Obviously, we'll see what happens with this line, but this is the highest total in pro football this week. So it's Chiefs or nothing for me on Tuesday night.
All right, next game on the board, Cardinals at the Seahawks. Cardinals favored by 2.5. Total of 49. Keith, start with you. You all right?
I don't know why I just did that again, but I like the Cards here. The Seahawks, similar to honestly like how I just viewed the Chiefs. The Seahawks, they came back. Russell Wilson back. He got the pin out of his finger. They still have the same problems that they had before he left. They weren't necessarily playing well before he got hurt. So I'm gonna like the Cardinals here. It was an easy. No Murray last week. It was an easy call to know they were going to come out and struggle. And if you were able to catch that line or whatever before it moved, then more power to you. But I think the Cardinals are going to come back and get right back on schedule and be the team that we've been seeing all year. I feel like there's honestly a crazy steal on this line, 2.5. It should be higher than me.
Yep. Stay away from me. Soundman, what do you think?
Hate doing it. Hate going back to the same team back and back for Soundman specials. Obviously, Seahawks let me down last week, but I think this is a must-win game for the Seahawks. I'm gonna love them here at home. Obviously, they're last place in their division, 3-6. If you have any aspirations of challenging for the wild card spot,
No,
you don't need this. You're not getting the division at this point. You need to challenge for the wild card spot. If you don't think this is a must-win game, you're kind of crazy here. Cards getting Kyler back. He's still probably a little banged up, or maybe not. They left him out for 2 weeks.
It's a must-win game that only Seahawks fans know about. I mean, it's not their year. I think
It's not their year. I mean, that could be one thing. It's not their year. But Ron, what do you think?
yeah, I mean, must win or not, that doesn't mean they're going to cover. That doesn't mean that their motivation is going to be any higher. They're done. They know what the pudding is pudding, if that makes sense. Whatever. The cake is being baked. We see it week in and week out. They can't protect Russell Wilson. The offense looks stagnant. This is not a team that's going to win. It's just there's nothing optimistic here about this spot for the Seahawks other than the fact that this is being a must-win spot.
There's
no way
at an offense of rebuilding, which is it's just sad. Like
with a quarterback that was ready to leave a year ago.
You're talking about a must-win in week 11, like bro.
Must-win. I mean,
talking about a must-win like 2 weeks ago on this podcast. What are we saying?
But that's the difference. The Seahawks are not in it to win it. Okay, the 49ers have more of a chance to win this division than the Seahawks do. Obviously, we go.
I don't know.
Bro, they have one more win, Rome. What are we saying?
One more win matters. Obviously, they haven't.
Okay, and this matters, bro. This game is a big game for them at home. Like Russ has been out for 4 weeks. Hasn't been home in 6 weeks. Must win for them. Soundman Special gets back on track this week, guys.
Gotcha. I'm not denying the fact that this is a quote unquote must win spot. What I'm saying is using that as the handicap as to why they'll win or cover.
But that's his perspective. I mean, what can you say? That's the fans' perspective. He's been doing that for years now. That's his way of handicapping certain games.
And we're 8-2 so far this year, Rome.
I was going to say, I mean, come on, bro. Like, you got to just give him his credit and we move on.
All I see is 7-3.
All I see is 7-3. All I see is 7-3. All right, that's Rome doesn't get that. That's a fantasy football joke. But all right, so let's just move on. You got who cares, All right, Steelers at the Chargers.
For me, on the record, this is a stay away from.
Oh, it's a stay away from you. It's a stay away from me till I had nothing to get. I said nothing about the game. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Should be noted though, Seahawks 11-15-1 against the spread division games since 2017. Legion of Boom departed. Last game for us, Steelers at the Chargers. Chargers favored by 5.5. I will lean, total 47. I'll lean with the Steelers. I know they got a lot going on, but, Mike Tomlin, 30-18-1 against the spread as a road dog as a head coach. I'll just lean with that. Chargers, they disappointed me last week. I didn't bet on them, but it was disappointing. Ron, what do you think?
If you didn't have any action on the Chargers this week, would your opinion be swayed?
No, I'm not fucking with either team type shit. But lean with the Steelers.
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that the Chargers aren't allowing Justin Herbert to thrive this year. But what I will say in this specific spot against a team in the Steelers and the defense against the Steelers that doesn't know how to line up against teams in the Chargers that seem to be just a little bit smarter on offense and being able to use different weapons, that being Mike Evans, that being Austin Eckler out of backfield, and obviously KA on the outside. Give me the Chargers team total over here in this spot, and I want no other angle, nor will I consider any other angle here in this spot, because this just seems like one of those messy, muck-it-up games. You can see 60 points scored, or you can see 44 points scored. Give me the Chargers total team over. Either way that slices on the pie, the Chargers are going to score points this week, and I think that's my most confident play on this play.
All right, Keith, what do you think about this game? AFC West versus AFC North. Still, Chargers laying 5.5.
Man, I like the Steelers here. Better quarterback, better team.
Biased!
Super biased, AFC West guy. All right, Soundman, last game on the board. What do you think? Chargers favored by 5.5.
I'm going to lean Chargers here. COVID's running rampant for both of these guys. Minka, the Abosa brother. Is Ben gonna play? Like, Chargers let down at home against the Vikings. I think they'll be more motivated to win. But I don't like this game at all. Wait until you see who's healthy or not on Sunday to play this game. I only got enough for it.
All right, should be noted. Chargers just 5-6 against the spread as a home fave under Justin Herbert. All right, tease me picks, gentlemen.
I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go if you are.
Go ahead, Ron.
Obviously, there's no problem with overlapping here on teaser picks, so there's no reason for anyone to jump to the
go ahead.
Here. But I like to watch the football team here from 3.5 up to 9.5. That's a 6-point teaser.
All right.
And then I also like here teasing the Saints up. Obviously line at 1.5 now for the Eagles, and then you can basically catch that extra hook at 7.5. And so I like that they're on the road. So Washington football team up to 9.5. The New Orleans Saints up to 7.5.
All right, for me, I'm going to take the Ravens at a pick'em and give me the Texans plus 6. No, give me the Washington football team plus 9.5.
And that's because if the Texans were going to cover, they will cover, right?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
There's no difference. Yeah, okay.
All right, Soundman, teasing pick?
Give me Dallas plus 8.5. I really like that personally. And I'll probably do the Saints as well. What's that, 6.5 or plus 7.5? I'm sorry.
Yep. All right, those are your two. All right, Keith, what do you tease me picks?
Yeah, I'm definitely fucking with that Ravens down to a pick 'em. Just let me get that. Then I think I'm actually gonna tease the 49ers down to basically a pick 'em as well, minus half a point.
Love that. Yeah, love that.
Just beat the Jags. Like, come on, please.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Beat the Jags.
You're just a Kyle Shanahan hater.
I'm not. Just this year. I loved them before. I loved them before. Just this year.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Shanahan. I'm sorry. Hire me. All right. Let me just get out of here, guys.